All righty, guys, we are in unprecedented times. And we have to act differently now than we had to act before, right? If you're going to be successful. If not, you're going to be thrown into a rabbit hole and you're going to be chasing things to no avail. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's true. Your listing presentations have to change. It's not about marketing the house. That's easy. You're going to sell every listing you get. It's about delivering value and helping the consumer pick the right offer and guiding them through the right contract terms. I just bought a house this weekend and I played the game. I did the perfect offer and they've got a backup. The backup is for more than I paid, but the listing agent was really good and knows it's likely not going to appraise. And they're probably playing a game to get the higher price and then beat them down later. And I happened to walk in with a reputation. The agent knew who I was and knew I could perform. So that's an unfair advantage. And I want you to start thinking right now about putting all of your clients in an unfair advantage. It's really what you need to do, or you're going to be dealing with multiple offers, doing the job and not getting paid. The house I bought's in Riverview. I'm going to rent it. How many rentals are there in 33569? 5. There are 5 houses for rent and they're coming up to $1 a square foot. Crazy. For sale, under 300,000 without a pool, 11 houses. Riverview was doing 1,600 units a month. There's like a 0.4 month supply of homes. So if you think you're going to get a non-approved buyer accepted, contract accepted in a competitive market like this, you're smoking crack. Forget smoking pot, watching Netflix. You're smoking crack. You have to follow the advice. Jeff went through the perfect offer yesterday with Mike. We have to get very strong or you're going to be wasting your time. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you that. And on your listing presentations, same thing. They're going to beat you up. They don't need you. They can put their house on the market and they can get an offer. Period. End of story. Shit, the neighbor's going to buy it. What they need is you to help them analyze, protect, because a lot of those offers are going to be bullshit. They're not going to get accepted. Their financing to go down, all the other stuff. So you're going to have to sharpen your ninja skills on working with loan officers, understanding what banks are doing, qualifying the interest rates, understanding everything about the process and bringing value in different ways. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Okay, so let's go to my agenda, which means I've got to share my screen. Oh, I like to look at this. It makes me happy when the sun comes out. That was a miserable couple of days there with no sun, in my opinion. Sales meeting agenda. Oops, wrong slide. All right, so this is, I call the all hands on deck meeting. I really am honored that you guys show up to hear what we have to say and hopefully implement what we do. In true form, I'm going to start with my little daily quotes from Mike because I think they're important. We're assuming everyone's back to work now. Yes, the holidays are over. Following all of their leads and setting up appointments. Very few people in real estate are working at the pace they need to. Make sure you're part of the positive group, and you are. Discomfort is also often the price of admission to a more meaningful life. I think Chris talks about that a lot, right? You got to get out of your comfort zone to make a difference. And gosh, what an opportunity we all have right now. Number 2, we don't grow when we see things are easy. We grow when we face challenges. That's important. And we're seeing some challenges. We're going to make these lemons into lemonade, but right now we're seeing challenge. These are good challenges, but they're challenges. Success is rarely overnight. It's when every day you get a little better than the day before. That's all you can hope for. Number 4, the happiest people don't have the best of everything. Ooh, they just make the best of everything. And we're going to make the best of this market. You've got to get up every morning with determination if you're going to go to bed with satisfaction. Oh, that's exciting. Talk to you next week. There you go, Mike. Thank you for sharing. Just a reminder, and I'm going to tell you something. I had a manager meeting yesterday, and I told the managers how proud I was to be a part of their team. because these are the goals I set at the beginning of the year, and it was to close 3,000 transactions for 22 million in commission. And then Jody Myers, our Century 21 rep, went to each manager and had them set individual intentions for their offices. And when we added all those together, it came out to 3,040 transactions and $24 million in AGC. So I'll take it. But that's how interesting it is. From the top, I look and said, this is what I'd like to accomplish. And then individually, the parts added up to exactly what we said. That just shows a congruent, happy team. Very cool. And we're working hard to find transactions that we can generate for you to bring more value to your business. And we are all, I don't want to let this go, the concept of all you really need to do, most of you, is to find one qualified appointment a week. That's it. So you start on Monday. If you didn't find one on Monday, then you go look on Tuesday. And you look and you look and you dig and you dig and you look and you dig and you look and you dig until you find one. And if you get one qualified appointment, buyer or seller, it doesn't matter, a week, you're going to have 50 appointments. You're going to close 75% and you're going to make $11,000 a month. We've done that math with you before. And then you got to think about what you're going to do to spend $11,000 a month. I was going through, Chris set out a email for farms in Apollo Beach. And a lot of agents actually participated in that form and are picking markets. And so one of the goals I set for this year is to increase our primary market share around each physical office. So Indian Rocks Beach, I'd like to have 25% of the listings. Madeira Beach, we should have 25% of the listings. Sarasota, we should have 25% of the listings. Longboat Key, we should have 25% of the listings. Hell, we're there, we're good, why not? And then we got to get you guys focused on new home inventory. And here's what my brother said. He says, you're not going to eat till the end of the year. The resale inventory is at an all-time low. New homes are sold, and they're now marketing delivery in April, May, June, July. And that's going to keep going. New homes are going to pull us out. I shared it. Maybe I'll show it to you today. I shared a PowerPoint that John Lum shared with us from the Tampa Bay Builders Association, which is saying we're going to have 9% price appreciation in this market this year. Crazy. Recruiting. I had a big aha conversation with Jody Myers last week about how I'm going to ask you for this help, because we got a bunch of team members that are working for guys like David Lovitch or Michael Simpkins or whoever they are. And they're basically grunts. And we can empower, educate, and encourage them to build a better business by working with us than working for their team leader. So if you guys have the opportunity to come across anyone while you're doing business, mention us, see if they're interested to talk to one of us. And there's a $2,500 bounty on their heads as they produce. Just so you know, our mantra this year is hire slow, fire fast. And we're going to enforce these 90 days reviews to make sure people are being on our team. And we've got a brand new prescriptive 90-day work plan for agents joining us, which we're going to share with you as well, because there's just so much. That training, if you didn't watch, go watch last Thursday when Angelique and I did Real Satisfied and Preferred Client Club. And on a side note, I sent that out. Wasn't sure. I tried to make the classes interesting and exciting at some level. And to think about Preferred Client Club and Real Satisfied survey doesn't fit that bubble of exciting and fun. But you guys showed up in rare form. We had like 90 something people online for that class, which shows me that you are serious professionals and you want to do a good job, which is just amazing. And then we drug down the rabbit hole of 21 Online under the Productivity Hub. And we found a lot of stuff that I had quite honestly almost forgotten about, but certainly wasn't top of mind. And a lot of good stuff came out of that. So if you get a chance go rewatch last Thursday's class if you missed it. And then that's enough for that today. And then here we go. This is my favorite part of the meeting because I get to dive in. Our active inventory is down to 217. Now you'll remember we started tracking this when it was 244. And in days gone by, we were tracking 400 or 500 active listings, maybe 600 at times. I remember we've had over 1,000 active listings. Now we're down to 217, which is lower than the 224 last week, which was lower than the 240 the week before. So I'm going to keep tracking that as we go down. Now, just so you know, we've taken 77 listings so far this month, which is pretty damn good, right? Oh, shit. I wrote that down, but I didn't put it on here. Of the 77 listings we took, 24 are still active. 53 are already sold, which is 68%. 68% of the listings we've taken in January are already sold. It's just evidence showing you what I'm talking about here. Only 24 of those are still for sale. So get a buyer, show a whole bunch of houses, make a whole bunch of offers to hopefully win one, or get a listing and 68% of the time it's going to be sold within a week or two, you getting it. Just a thought. Pending contracts, sales month to date, we have 94 for 855,000 in commission, which is really tracking a very strong month. And just so you know, when I think about things like this, I pulled this report on the 18th, which all of our sales are not in yet for the 18th. So it's definitely a bunch more coming in. Pending contracts to close by 131. We have 164 closings left for another $1.5 million. And we've already closed $500,000. So it looks like another $2 million month, which is awesome and amazing. And then just for fun, I went into February. I hate when I do that. My big fat thumbs and shift buttons. February, we are scheduled right now, not counting. And guys, there's so much cash closings out there. We're going to have a bunch of more closings coming for February than we have right now. But already we have 126 closings for $1,379,000 on the books versus February last year, where we closed 131 for $934,000. Take note, the closed number 126 to 131 is virtually the same. The difference is the amount of commission. What's causing that? Average sales price, substantially higher than last year, right? And now, and I got a whole bunch more stuff to go through, but today we're going to, recognize our top producers. And so I'm going to get off of my screen. Excuse me. Got a couple chats here I got to look at real quick. Where'd they go? I don't know. All right, stop sharing. There we go. Oh, Paramount Titles here. Mike, would you let Misty in? Sean's not going to make it this morning, but let's let Misty give us an update. Oh, and Misty, when you get on, I need to make a deposit on a contract and I want to use that new platform. So tell me again what that is.
Hey there, sorry.
Wow, loud.
My computer will be running fine until it's time for me to join on video and audio. So I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you guys for attending the class last week. I hope you enjoyed it and got something out of that. We are having another one next month. It is the second Thursday of next month, same time, 1 o'clock, and we'll be covering short sales. And Craig, I did hear you say something about making a deposit via the online portal. So it's Payload. You go onto our website and you click on the link to do e-check.
Which website do I click on?
So it's the Florida Agency Network or Paramount Title. It's very easy to do. There is, again, a $9 fee for that. So don't forget that. But, you know, typically that's cheaper than driving across town to your bank and doing it that way.
Or sending a wire transfer.
Or sending a wire transfer, because I know sometimes banks charge up to like $25 for that.
So what is Paramount Title's website?
It is, let me get that for you. Hold on just a second.
Something we should all know. I mean, how convenient.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
such a pain in the ass to get in the car, go to the bank or get a check, drive to the office, drop off a check, then they got to take a check and they got to deposit it. So I can't wait to try this. That'll be fun.
It is ParamountTitleFL.com.
And there's a button that says pay to make deposit.
Yeah,
Somewhere?
so I'm gonna,
I'll find it.
yeah. And then also I wanted to make sure, because I don't think I've shared it with the team leads, my cell phone number. So that way, if you guys have an emergency after hours or on the weekend and you need to get a hold of someone from Paramount, you can reach me. So that is, if you're ready to write, it's 813-727-4521. So keep that handy. All right. That's all I got.
That's all we need.
All right.
727.
4521.
Cool. Well, thank you for that update and thank you for the website.
Yes,
And
thank you guys.
I'll let you know if I have any challenges, but I think I'm smart enough to figure it out.
Okay. See y'all next Tuesday.
Okay. Thanks, Misty.
Bye.
All right. Now, managers, I'm going to share my screen again, and I don't know the order these reports are in. So I'm just going to go from the top down, and whoever's up, I would like you to call out your January tops people today, please.
Craig, what, January what?
December tops.
I'm sorry, December tops.
Yeah.
My bad. So this is what I do. This is my inbox, and this is my sales meeting folder. So everything that's red is something I want to touch on, but I want to do this part first and hear from all of you. So let's start with number one, and that would be, in this case, the top producing team in the company, the only team in the company, goes to Chris Reed.
Team Imagine, Sarah Myers, Molly Rizzi, and Lisa Maurer. So these ladies have been a part of the company for quite some time. And when you look at their numbers, they reached masters level team production. So just because you can hit masters at a number of 147, 149, masters for a team is nearly double that. They hit that. So they're producing both of them at a masters level production, and they continue to produce. Obviously, they swept it since they're the only team, but please don't think that it's easy just because they're the only team. They are producing at a top level production.
No doubt.
Congratulations, ladies. Thank you very much.
And just for fun, they started building their business with rentals.
Yeah, they took every rental lead they could possibly find. They got the buyers, the tenants into a property. They built up a tenant or a property management type base where they were listing property for rent. And now a lot of those clients are buying homes, and a lot of those people who own homes are selling them.
Yep. Joe or Otis, who's going to talk about South Tampa?
Well, congratulations to Stephanie Bell for the most listings.
That's you.
Gwen, consistency month in and month out. And then, of course, Nicole Alonso, you see her quite often up here too. My hat's off to all three of you ladies. Great job.
Oh, and some of the volume I've seen Nicole do is just big dollar stuff.
Yeah, she's having fun with that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Lots of fun.
And Sun City Center is next.
Congratulations, Ricky Bauman for most listings, Ivana with most sales, Sandy with most closed units, and Regina with most closed commissions. This is so awesome. It's spread out like this. I do have to do a special shout out to Devana because she listed a property on Friday, double-sided it by Monday, got the buyer for the other side of the double side listing their home today. So that's a trifecta, and she thinks she's got a buyer for their home. So, oh my God, it could be a four-place. So I'm so excited for her.
Wow, that's crazy.
She's
Good
owning
job.
her craft. Well done.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I'm going to see this Dr. Axe guy, right? Because I'm getting old and my joints are getting degenerated and all that shit. So he's got me on protocol, and once a week I go there, I get adjusted and I do some stretches and stuff. And so I'm standing there, and in comes Eric Wolf, who's Laura Wolf's husband. So he's going there now. And I get my adjustment. I walk out of the room, and there's Regina Mann sitting there. So our company has just infiltrated Dr. Axe's organization. They love it. And then Puma, I think you went there. I talked to them about you the other day. Pretty cool stuff. And he'll be back on if you want to learn more about that. Okay, next one up is, Kathleen, talk about Longboat Key. I think we got a clean sweep here.
Oh my God. Good morning, everybody. Jesse Griffin. Jesse is juggling so many things in addition to sales, closed units, closed commissions. He also has a 4-month-old infant at home along with his little boy. So Jesse not only is juggling those shifts that you have to do with the diaper changes and everything else, but he's killing it out here. And I will tell you, it's consistency. This guy has a schedule that he follows religiously. He has a training schedule that he follows. We tune in monthly. So hats off to you, Jesse. Great job.
Jeff or Joe want to give our Otis for Madeira Beach?
Well, congratulations to Mandy Kaplan. We saw her emerge last year as a top producer, and she's consistently banging it out. Mike Rickenbach, he's been here for a while. We know what he's capable of, and he's doing it in and day out. And then, of course, Mindy Smith, who also emerged last year and just is rocking it this year as well. My hat's off to all three of you.
Otis, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Mandy one that was part of a team and then she broke off and came to us and just?
So Mandy was part of a team. Her production was hidden underneath the team lead, so she never even got a credit for her own stuff. She was I guess you could say, the workhorse of that team as well. And they had her on a low split, and the best they can do to keep her under their thumb, so that way they can just keep her doing what she was doing. They make the money off of her. She didn't really get recognition for her own production or appreciation for that matter. And yes, she came on board here, and she's just been rocking it ever since. She's got a great deal of talent.
Looks like we have a clean sweep again in Indian Rocks Beach.
Yeah, Bob Dean sweeps everything and the leg. Sweep the leg, Bob. That's awesome. Sweep the listings, the sales, the units, and the commissions.
And last but not least, nope, two more, sorry. Thomas is not here with us today, so I will cover Brandon. And congratulations to Andy Simmons, who's just on fire. You know, the girl did almost $500,000 in commission last year, which is insane. That's more than plastic surgeons make. Most listings, most sales, most closed units, most closed commissions. And, you know, she lives in my neighborhood right now. And the whole neighborhood knows her. So I'm walking into and they go, oh yeah, Andy asked me if I wanted to sell I was walking the dog yesterday morning, one of my neighbors, she's out washing her car. I said, hi. She goes, yeah, Andy asked me if I wanted to sell my house. I mean, she's just nonstop, fully saying, do you want to sell your house? I can get you a lot of money for your house. You want to sell your house? I can get you a lot of money for your house. Guys, that's what it takes, right? And with a smile. Okay. Congratulations, Andy. Most listings, most sales, most closings, and most commissions. And then last but not least, Apollo Beach.
We have two ladies taking the categories this month. We have Ike Samore, most listings, most sales, and Heidi Seddon, most closed units, most closed commissions. This is a really good, it's really good to see this because Ike has been with the company for over 15, 17
26 years.
26 years been with the company, right? So, and then Heidi's been with the company for just over a year. And to see the difference there for a completely seasoned agent and a brand new agent here taking these categories is amazing. And what I would say, what they both do, if you sit down and listen to them, both of them are consistently calling, following up, asking questions, calling, following up, asking questions. And they're bulldogs when it comes to follow-up. They don't care. They'll pick up the phone and they'll call anybody, and they're the ones getting the results.
And they'll take any deal anywhere, no matter the size, shape, or form.
Yeah, one thing that I want to point out too, even like Heidi's taking some referral deals, paying a hefty referral fee on some of these deals, but she has made it a mission to get a deal that she doesn't pay a referral fee on with every single one of them, and she's done it. She'll get a buyer lead and end up listing their house and then end up getting their brother's, sister's, cousin, or whatever to buy her home as well and get referred. So it's what it takes.
Yeah. Heidi is not a new agent. She's an experienced agent from New York, but she started over with literally nothing in Florida. And she was just hungry and took every opportunity and made Masters Emerald in her first full year in Florida as a basically brand new Florida agent. So that's just amazing. Good job.
I have a shout out, a couple of them.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about outgoing referrals really quickly.
Oh, no kidding.
No way. I know. I don't want to shock you all. I probably should say something different one day and you just all really wouldn't be shocked. But placed outgoing referrals, both Lisa Sillo and Jackie Stone have already placed 2 for December. And as far as placed outgoing agent generated referrals that they are enrolling their clients in to receive benefits, Candace Vaught, Dick Wilson, and Susie Witzigman. When we're looking at closed, that's where your money comes in, right? Oh my God, I'm sorry. We've got a screaming 4.5-month-old in the back. Closed outgoing referrals. Rose, great job. Thank you for that. Lorene, Dawn Zimmerman, and Deborah Haley also was a closed outgoing referral. That is you letting us know a phone number, name, something super fast, and you get a check. And then what's really cool is closed agent generated referrals, that these top agents are really seeing the value in providing these programs to their clients. Amy Camasso closed 3 agent generated referrals in December.
Wow.
Okay, that was to the tune of $940,000 in sales, right? So she's giving the clients that extra money, and then obviously she's going to be getting new lead opportunities based without a referral fee based on those. Katia and John Evans also had closed agent generated referrals. So thank you all so much for supporting the programs, and congratulations to everybody.
Nice. Angelique just reminded me that it was 2 weeks ago. I was walking out of Dr. X's office and walking into, I have to get my forehead scanned for my temperature. And there's Nancy Conley hanging out in the room. So it's just kind of cool. Just wanted to bring that up. All right. The agenda. Okay. So I got to share my screen again. Sorry. All right. So now, notes from last week's meeting. This is interesting, because this is another one of those aha moments for me, because I threw everybody into the bus unbeknownst to anyone last week. And it was awesome to me because we were just so on tight with the same page, and we delivered a lot of meeting value last week. So Angelique took notes on what we did. And this is, I just want to remind you, because this is, we are in this together. Most of you can go through your check registry and find out how many checks you've written to Century 21 Beggins. The answer is like none, maybe $300 when you first joined us. Other than that, you don't write us checks. So we don't get any money unless you do, and we like money. So we are totally in alignment with having you do what needs to be done. So how to get more listings in a tight market. I went around and asked everybody, and this is what we said. Search for canceled, not relisted listings from the MLS. And the MLS, and that's really through IMAP. There's a whole section. We did training on that. Chris did training on that the next day on Wednesday. Search for withdrawn listings with no conditions in the MLS. Search for sale by owners. Absentee owners are huge. And that's where you're going to use Remind to find them. Understand 1031 exchanges. And I'll probably touch on that on Friday. Deb and I are going to do a class on short sales, and we'll probably do 1031s. The biggest challenge we have is somebody doesn't want to sell their house because they got no place to go, right? That's it. I could sell my house now for a lot of money, but where the hell am I going to go? And I don't like disruption. So that ain't going to happen for me. But if I owned an investment property, I could sell it and not have to pay capital gains tax on it. That would be interesting to me. So if you're going to work absentee owners, get educated on 1031s. Tune in Friday. Use the Forewarn app to find absentee owners. And apparently a lot of people asked about the Forewarn app. So I'll send this out to everybody so you can read it. Auto Networks is a way to message your sphere of influence through Facebook automatically, right? Send one message and amass content, because you really should be doing that. So there's all kinds of content. Here's a YouTube video on how we do that. Work your sphere on every social channel. Yeah, Jeff and Mike's class yesterday about the lanes builds off this list and was very good class. Really, you guys are pretty lucky. A lot of our classes are pretty good. Know your farm, use Remind, know the builders, get to know probate lawyers or divorce lawyers in your area. Real estate is truly a contact sport. Just make contact. So there's like a summary of what all the managers said were important. And some of those are going to resonate with you and some of those won't. And that is just fine. The Forewarn app is accessed through, Spark. Spark is the Association of Real Estate Professionals. You have to join it for $72 a year. And as a part of your member benefit, you get this Forewarn app, which is a way to search people. It's really designed to be a protection because you're going to meet a stranger named Jimmy Jones, and you look up Jimmy Jones and you can find out if he's a criminal and what other stuff he has. But it'll help you reach them and find out their true identity. If your prospect has a criminal history, current property and vehicle ownerships, you know, they're coming to look at $1 million house and they're driving a 1972 VW Bug. It might not be congruent. Could be, you know, but might not be. And they give you some options. So that's what Spark is. And so that was just an example of some of the stuff that came out of last week. Okay. Going down my list. This was something I read yesterday and I said, you know what? I bet the whole company doesn't know this. So on my agenda, it says, what is Coastal Acquisitions and who the hell is Scott Wheeler? And so where did it go? Oh, this is my email. There it is. So Scott Wheeler is an investor who works in our South Tampa office. And he buys, our agents literally go hunting for his stuff. If you need a deal, Scott's your buyer. And he opened this up yesterday and I read it. And I said, shit, everybody should know this. If you, and agents in Apollo Beach are using Scott. If Deb Haley got her neighbor's house got listed, it's a total rehab. She calls Scott. Scott takes a look at it. Scott gives her an offer. Scott will buy anything because he's got a whole bunch of cash behind him. And this is what he wants. So he wants any multifamily zone property or properties that can be potentially rezoned multifamily in close proximity to the University of Tampa. Any 70-foot wide lot or wider in Beach Park. Multiple single family lots on the water in South Tampa. All multifamily projects, 2 to 30 units. Any South Tampa school district. Single family lots in Plant, non-flood zone preferred. Single family lots in Davis Island, Ballast Point. And then somewhere else he said, any rehab in Hillsborough or Pinellas that makes sense. Any off-market tear down or available land where new construction is ongoing in Tampa, West Tampa, Tampa Heights, Riverside Heights, Seminole Heights, Ybor, Carrollwood, or St. Petersburg, north or northeast. So I thought the whole company should know. There's a guy named Scott Wheeler who has a bunch of cash who is buying stuff. So if you're a new agent and you don't have a buyer, you now have a buyer. So you can go knocking on doors for properties like this and say, hey, I've got a buyer. And maybe interview Scott and see exactly what he wants so you don't waste time. But I thought, yeah, we should probably share this with everybody. Scott is not interested in Sarasota. Okay, well, not the whole company, but do you qualify interest rate when you speak with the buyers? Yes. When you speak to the buyer's lender, you're finding out how strong they are. And if they're not strong, they're going to get a high interest rate, which is going to be a challenge. That just means they're going to pay more, but they're not a bad buyer. Okay, last night I sent out an email, or yesterday afternoon, from Zillow to me about them basically saying they're having IDX feed issues. So you now have that tool. So if your listing gets screwed up on Zillow and the seller gets pissed, forward that email to them and let them know that in the next 2 weeks, Zillow switched from hosting their own content to getting their content via an IDX feed from the MLS. And they say they did that because they wanted faster updating to their marketing plan, their listings, our listings on their website, to be clear. And so they've done that and it's screwed up in a lot of markets. I have not looked at ours. And also apparently you're not going to have your face next to the listing agent anymore because it doesn't come across in the IDX feed. So there's a whole bunch of drama surrounding this issue. You have the facts in that email, so check it out. I sent it probably 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday. AARP, I want to share with you because I'm personally very hopeful for this. You know, we had a lot of business thrown our way when we were part of the USAA group with our relocation team. There was a lot of USAA business, like 240 units in the last 8 months of 2019. That's a lot of units, right? So we went into 2020 without 240 units and we still ended up surpassing last year, which is crazy. That's the Zillow email I talked about. This is it, Lydia. So Cardis is no longer Cardis. Cardis is now the Realogy Advantage Broker Network. And this was sent to principals and relocation directors. To kick off a new year, we're excited to share that the beginning on Monday, January 18th, which was yesterday, we're running a targeted local TV commercial to promote the AARP Real Estate Benefits from Realogy program in select markets, including Atlanta, Dallas, Philadelphia, Tampa, and Phoenix. These markets were selected as we've seen strong engagement with the program, as well as for the number of AARP members and local listings in these areas. And here is the commercial. So I just want you to know this is happening after the circle stops spinning. Angelique, could you put Scott's contact info in the chat for me, please?
Whenever you're ready for a new home to make memories in, AARP Real Estate Benefits from Realogy can help. You get the support of top real estate agents to help you buy or sell a home, plus amazing cash benefits after you close. And it's all possible from the comfort of your home. Make your next home your happiest place with AARP Real Estate Benefits.
Yeah, we can't hear that, Craig.
You can't?
No.
Wonder why. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just forward that to you if you want to watch it. But basically, you saw what it said. In Tampa, they're running TV commercials that say you can get $500 to $5,500 in cash back if you use your realtor benefits or your member benefits from ARP to buy a house. And Tampa is one of the select markets. So I'll forward that. I don't know why the sound didn't work. Did you hear my music this morning? No shoes, no shirt, no problem?
It was very low. So you can hear it. It's just very muffled and very low whenever you play anything off the computer. It's very hard to hear.
It's probably because I'm using this microphone. I'll figure that out. All right, back to here. We talked about IMAP, expired listings and canceled, not relisted. AutoNext, Remind, we talked about. My dad for Pinellas is doing boat tours and getting rave reviews from agents that didn't know what they didn't know. They were unconsciously incompetent. If you're gonna be selling beach properties, you should know what goes on in a boat tour. So my dad, we call him the OG. You're crazy not to take advantage of the OG. Our new agents, we got some new agents I wanted to welcome. We can see you, but you can't see us. And I got two today. Amy Tarwack has joined Sarasota. In the past 7 years, she's been representing Florida in sales. She's become an esteemed agent with Century 21 Vegas in a short period of time. Amy graduated from Indiana University with a Bachelor in Science and Marketing. She also holds a real estate license for the state of Florida and Michigan. Amy combines her outstanding education and extensive sales experience with her passion for real estate marketing and sales. Her hard work and charisma for the business has truly enabled her reputation as a qualified agent quickly rise. In sum, Amy has a talent for seeing the vision of others and bringing it into reality. Welcome to the team in Sarasota, Amy. And Marquita Shiver has joined the BE3 team. When not at the office or showing homes, I enjoy nothing more than spending time with my high school sweetheart and now husband of 19 years, Sean, and our two boys. With activities from Winter Park, baseball, karate, we're a family on the go. However, we always look forward to family time, which is usually on the water, from water skiing and wakeboarding to surfing and deep sea fishing. We feel that any day on the water is a great day. Well, you should live in Tampa Bay. Only kidding. Welcome, Marquita. Back to my agenda. Joy sent out a note that 1099s will be issued by the end of this month. And she asked you to please, if any of you moved, let us know so you can get your 1099 in the mail. They're also going by email. But just as a reminder, it's your responsibility to let the Florida Real Estate Commission know when your address changes as well. And there's a form for that. So that's it. Ojo, probably, I'm going to talk about it just because I think it's important. So reminder, your century21.com leads, which are huge, are going to you. You've got 2 minutes to answer them. And if you don't answer them, they're going to Ojo. Ojo is a call center like OpCity. Ojo is doing rapid follow-up and Ojo is connecting with 80% of the leads that we're sending them. And then they're sending about 29% of those leads back to an agent because the customer said, yes, I want to buy. I'm not working with another agent and I want to talk to an agent. Right? I suspect that you guys are not converting 29% of your leads that you're taking. This is huge, right? If I were king, I would send every lead to Ojo and let them do it. No offense to you, but you guys don't follow up your leads, as is evidenced by 290 of you not eligible to receive new leads. So this is a really cool opportunity. I don't have the capacity that if Andy doesn't answer, the lead comes back to Andy. We just don't have that. It's going to come back to one of you who are eligible to receive leads, right? So this is big. I'll show you that in the next slide, but boom. We missed D.R. Horton. I forgot about that. I should have called them yesterday. I'm just, once again, honored by this. So this year's criteria for Masters Ruby starting off is 149. Last year it was 146. And 25% of our producing agents reached that criteria. That is huge. All right. And so that's where you want to set your benchmarks. 149 is the target to get started. 195 for Emerald, 241 for Diamond, 288 for Centurion, and then double it for double and triple it for Grand Centurion. If you're a team, Molly and Sarah, you get $298,000 to meet Masters team, which is substantially higher than 149. So it's nice they've leveled that playing field. And then for our offices, $1,751,000 is the plateau or the benchmark for what's called Gold Medallion, and then 2.572 million for the office to get Centurion. And Chris, we're going to go for 7 for Grand Centurion. South Tampa is going to go for double Centurion or higher. There we go. And 2100 Club, we should meet that by March, which will be really cool this year. 6 chats. How did I miss all that? Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Celeste. We'll figure. I'll send it out separately. Scott Wheeler's name is in the chat. It's Wheeler4023@gmail.com. Tony, you're a conspiracy theorist. What are you going to get from Zillow with a class action suit? They're broke. They haven't made a profit ever. Yes, no more rental listings on Zillow unless you pay. The 800-pound gorilla is flexing its muscle. We'll see how it works out for them. All right, here we go. Non-SOI leads on the decrease. So these are non-SOI leads. So 265 leads coming through the company last week or 2 weeks ago. Last week, 220. It's down a little bit, but it's really not because Social Ad Engine was super high last week because Rachel likes using Social Ad Engine and it smoked her. But look at this, the rise. Century 21, Ojo, and Zap, that's all Century 21 leads. 64 opportunities came in. And if I go here, 64 opportunities in my inbox, in my manager meeting topics from a thing called Looker. It says, so they got, of all those 64 leads, Ojo got 28, which means you guys answered whatever the balance is between 64 and 28. So you answered those. Ojo got these. They sent us 2 back. This is last week. I don't know what unclaimed referrals means. And then here's the challenge. They gave us 2 leads back and 60% of the leads are out of compliance already. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, it's just, you have to play the game. You get a lead, you make a call, you report the activity. Some of you are getting the lead and making the call, but you're not reporting the activity. The professionals are doing all 3. You got to report the activity. And then they told me a word, and I can't remember what it was, but the word was something like, oh, I know it. You're being deprioritized. So when you don't engage with a system the way it's designed, this is the way the world is going too, by the way, just so you know. OpCity, Realtor.com, Zillow, they're all going this way. You're going to get deprioritized if you don't play by the rules, which means you'll still get opportunities, but you're not going to be at the top of the list. So those of you that are living on the OpCity type of things, time to man up. Oh, this. All your pretty faces are over here. Birthdays this week coming up. Today, Melissa Gill, happy birthday to you and Nick Newberry. Tomorrow we have Jamie Wilbur, Neil Witz, and Danielle Lauer. And then Thursday, we got Eddie Velez. And then on Friday, we got Joe Aletto on the 22nd with Sandra on Saturday, the 23rd. And then Dennis Johnson and Laila Ayub on the 24th. So happy birthday to you guys this week. And then back to my leads here. Relo was up last week. We had 40 opportunities come through Relo. And, just so you know, those are 50+% conversion rates, not in the first week, of course, but over time. And we are measured on that and rewarded for that. So if we got 40 opportunities, chances are over 20 of those are going to become transactions. OpCity gave us 46 opportunities, and you guys know what to do with that. Walk-ins are also call-ins, so they're not necessarily, it's just walk-ins or call-ins. We had 12 people. Sign calls, 27. That's probably our best source of business right there. Someone's actually calling a real estate office saying, I want to talk to an agent. So those are really good. And once again, if it's your listing, we're giving it to you. If you don't answer it, it's rolling over to somebody else. And unfortunately, we got better. We had 290 agents ineligible to receive leads. Last week, we have 276. So 14 people cleaned up their stuff. Social Ad Engine only brought in 3. Zillow team got 14. But that's like in a week, just so you know. And that's how it rolls. So that is all I have for the team. Now, does any manager have anything they want to pipe in? I think we've covered the same stuff. Jeff, you have any closing words for us today? Because you usually had some powerful statements.
Nothing new today. Just a reminder, guys. This is I didn't even like to say it. This is the best you've ever seen it in this industry, and this quarter may be the best you're ever going to see. The stars align. So if you're not seriously exhausting yourself right now, please do it. And if you have one spare moment today, spend it getting inventory, because you'll be very thankful that you did, guys. I'm just looking at your spreadsheet here over my shoulder about all the people ineligible to receive leads, and it's unacceptable, especially in this market. These people want to buy houses, and the agents that are interested in selling them are ineligible to receive leads. So we're going to do a big cleanup effort on this one. And really, it's finding out who wants to be more engaged is really the issue that we're looking at here. So guys, please take advantage of this market. That's all I can say. It's the warning on that part.
Hey, Joe, as one of the most active managers who actually deals with the public, give us your perspective on what you're seeing inventory like out there right now.
It's very low. I pulled the reports last week. Last year at this time, we had 4 months supply. This year we have 1.1 months supply. That's basically nothing. Average day on the market is 31. So
like when you're dealing with a buyer and they want to see a house and you set it up and then you find out it's sold. That's some heartbreaking stuff.
Yeah, I had one over the weekend. They're actually in Germany and wanted me to go video a home, and it's on the market 2 days and already had 10 offers, all over, and most of them were over asking price. I talked to the agent, and so it is disheartening. And that was in 550. That wasn't a low range home. It pretty substantial, $500,000. But there's nothing on the market. There's very little inventory. And if you touched on it before, if you have a buyer that needs closing cost help, that's almost impossible. Okay, almost impossible. I just recently got $1,200 for one, but that's because the house was on the market for 100 days. So, but it's really tough for buyers right now. It reminds me.
I showed y'all. We have 77 listings and 58 of them are already sold.
Yeah. It reminds me very much of the market of 05 and 04, where things were coming on the market and going off really fast. I remember doing open houses and taking a blank contract with me just so I could write an offer if someone wanted to write an offer. And it happened several times. So if you have an open house, take a blank, take your computer now, right? We didn't have that back then, but.
Well, here's a question. Ask your customer if they have a rich uncle somewhere
Mhm.
and get the rich uncle to put a cash offer in on the house and then refinance it later.
Yeah.
Because the cash buyers, there's a lot of cash out there, guys, and the cash buyers are beating the hell out of the poor VAs and the FHAs and all that.
Yeah,
And
the last
you-
statistic,
You have to have that conversation with them.
yeah, the last statistics I saw on cash buyers is 50% of our transactions in Hillsborough were cash.
Yeah.
So that's really tough. And listings right now, you know, I tell them, you know, we're going to open it up on Thursday, get out of the house. Go wait for the weekend because it's going to be crazy.
The one I just bought came on the market on Tuesday and the MLS said public open house on Saturday. It came on the market on Thursday, public
Mhm.
open house on Saturday. They wouldn't accept the offer until after Saturday. Which you can't blame them, right?
Well, why would you? I mean, it's, yeah, you know, sometimes that's not a bad idea because in this feeding frenzy we have, you know, it is kind of like, all right, get an opportunity for everybody to see it. If you put that down there, then at least the agent, the buyer agent can say, hey, Mr. Buyer, you know, they're not looking at offers till Monday. We have this, it's not something we've got to get into in the next 5 minutes. So it does cool, you know, cool the temperature down a little bit so you don't have a line standing outside the door.
Well, let's have this debate real quick. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
They go one step further, add it to your listing agreement that the seller directs you to not review offers until Saturday or Sunday at 5 p.m. That way you can tell the other agents the listing agreement is signed, the property is on the market Monday. The seller has directed us to not present any offers until Sunday at 5 p.m. No offers you present will be reviewed. If you write it in the listing agreement, they're directing us to do that, and you can do that. You can tell them that.
Chris, I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
So I'd put in a full price, all cash offer on a house, which means what? Those of you listing contract ninjas, means I've earned a commission. The listing broker put the house on the market at that price. I met the price and the terms, cash, close, whenever the seller wanted, right? The perfect contract.
Right.
So I'm due a commission as a selling broker because my buyer put in a full price, all cash offer, but they didn't accept it. Right? I can't force the seller to sell the house, but I can absolutely make a request to the listing broker to pay my commission. So, because I met the terms of the listing agreement. But to Chris's point, right into the listing agreement that seller directs no offers to be presented, because my time for acceptance expired. I asked for an acceptance on Friday.
Right.
Right? Before the open house. You're welcome to have the open house.
Yeah.
But do it to get your own buyers.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff. So I like what Chris said. Put it in your listing agreement that seller directs you not to do that, or directs you to not present any offers until Sunday at 5 o'clock. Do your open house on Saturday. And I heard the open house was just packed with people. Jessica said it was like a flea market.
Yeah. Well, Craig, I mean, this is a strategy that you when you're doing a listing, you want to be talking to a seller. Here's our strategy. And this is what I recommend. And this is, we want it on the market for 3 or 4 days because it only benefits you to do that in this market. So that's really a conversation that you should be having with your seller. And Chris brought up a really good point of putting it in the contract, in the listing agreement.
I'm tired of seeing all these homes and agents putting on Facebook, sold in 24 hours, sold in 2 hours, had 10 offers in the first 5 hours and sold it. Did you do what was best for that seller when you did that?
No.
Was there another cash buyer outside the area in another state that didn't see that listing yet because they're a busy person and didn't see it till Thursday? You sold it Tuesday. They were going to pay 10 to 15 grand cash over market value.
Right.
You didn't market the property. You didn't serve in their best interest, and you're helping create that idea that a seller can sell it without you, do it on their own, put it on the market, and you're also creating the for sale by owner market, and just the both that idea that I don't need an agent and the idea that I'll just put it on the market and sell it myself and save the commission. Prove your worth. Show that what you're doing.
I put a house on the market. I got 2 offers in 24 hours, but I've advised my seller not to accept them until Friday or till Sunday, so we can maximize their value.
Right.
Don't teach them everything though.
And you're hurting the inventory market too. You didn't have any time to go do just listed, just sold to see if there's anybody else that's out there that wants to sell a property. So
Right.
it's going to help every side of the business if you keep the property on the market a little bit longer, market it, get some buyers, get some sellers, do a little bit more for it.
Hey, while we're on that topic, you guys, when you work for this company, you're using the exclusive right of sale listing agreement with consent to transition to transaction broker, which means all of our sellers, we are single agents for.
Mhm.
And one of the obligations we have as a single agent is the duty of obedience. So if the seller instructs us, and we wink, wink, nod, nod, seller, instruct me not to present any offers until Sunday, you are obedient to that request, right? Just interesting.
That's right.
One of the
That's
powers
right.
of single agency versus transaction brokers is we actually have the duty of obedience.
Mhm. Correct.
Interesting.
And the full confidentiality, which distinguishes us from the transactional.
Yep.
Right.
Cool. Got it. Okay. Anything else for the greater good? Happy Tuesday. Heed the advice, guys. Let's make this thing happen. I'm proud of you. I mean, 77 listings and 94 contracts in the first, and it really is a short month because we didn't start the month till the 4th, and then it was first at New Year's and all that. 94 and 77, hot. February tracking to be almost double. January is almost double, more than double January last year. February is looking to more than almost double again. Just make hay while this, that's harder work. I'm not taking that away from you, but it's working. So happy Tuesday.
Have a great day.